Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Lineup Podcast. Before we were a back four, back four.
Back four.
Yeah, it was the back four. We had Roy Nzioki, aka Chili B. We had Spider, aka Moha. And you have your two centre backs, Man Like Moose and Man Like Beggy. But we've changed tactics, haven't we?
I know one thing. We also had VAR. You remember Koech?
Yeah, the VAR review, of course.
Like, we're having something from Stockley Park. And then VAR came in and was like, But now, one thing about them is they went on to do really interesting things after their injuries. Because Chili B is doing music. Spider is on activism. He's an activist. And VAR, Koech, is actually doing something green, going green, and something about the environment. So their injuries to the football world were not really that tragic, because then they're doing something else for the world.
Exactly. But the manager decided to now have a back three. And we've got a new signing all the way from the Ugandan Premier League, obviously.
We went ahead and broke bank.
Yes, a new Kenyan transfer record, by the way. We've got Emmanuel Mukisa or Emalito. I don't know how you'd like to introduce yourself. Emmanuel, welcome to the Lineup Podcast. And maybe you can just introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. My name is Emalito. I would prefer that.
Emalito, obviously, say no more.
It's good to be on the podcast.
Come a bit closer.
It's good to be on the podcast. Looking forward to having a good time with you guys. It's going to be exciting. I think the Premier League season coming up, lots of football to talk about, and a lot of breaking down of facts. So looking forward to it.
Indeed.
One thing that me and Man Like Moose do is we like playing the centre back pairing. So you're part of us now. It's a three centre back pairing.
So we have to be in sync.
And we need to know if you're a marauder or you're a guy likes playing in between players. The guy we need to know. Are you a sweeper?
Exactly. That's good.
Oh, wow. Well, I like getting in between the lines. I think I'm a bit mobile, so
like a Rafael Varane. Obviously, you can see the shirt he's wearing,
like a Ben White,
like Ibrahima Konate. Okay, so we're back, by the way, guys. This is the new lineup: Emalito, Musa, and Beggy, and we're gonna have, inshallah, a weekly podcast, hopefully. Yeah, so that's us. We're back, and we're back with a bit of a quiz, which is what we're going to start with. But before we get into this, the quiz, I just want to let you guys know about the Premier League top scorer over the last 3 seasons. So that would be 18-19, 19-20, and last season. The top scorer was Mohamed Salah, and then followed by Harry Kane and Jamie Vardy, and then Aubameyang and Mane, and then Raheem Sterling, which, if you haven't noticed, makes 3 Africans and 3 Englishmen.
Wow.
Yeah, as a
very interesting stat, if you think about it.
Yeah, so as we go on to the quiz, you guys, I think, will enjoy this one. It's a Premier League songs quiz, so I think we'll just play the song, and we'll get into the questions. So the questions is within each period of the Premier League songs, or for example, the first one went on from 92 to 2001. These guys will both be required to name the top scorer, who they think the top scorer is, and may I have the answers?
Actually, you should have made it more interesting. You should have just chosen a part of the song for us to actually know what period the song was, and then now guess.
In fact, that's precisely what we'll do. So let's just move this, just to,
Yeah.
Okay, we start with this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to the song.
I know. That is season 2007 to 2010.
Yeah, true. Now, both of you, that's how many seasons? 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11. Which Premier League player scored the most goals in between that period?
That's a hard one. Who was around? I want to say 207. Okay, I'd go with Ronaldo.
Yeah, me too. 27, 28 Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's possible. But I have a counter argument who I think is the correct answer.
Okay.
I'm going to say Didier Drogba, because Cristiano Ronaldo left in 2009, which left 2 more seasons for Drogba to whatever, and Drogba was top scorer in one of those seasons. And Drogba is always in the area, he's always in the area. And Cristiano Ronaldo's last 2 Premier League seasons, he scored 31 plus, the other one was 18. So 31 plus 18 is 49 or 59.
Okay.
49, it's 49, yeah. So that's only 49 Premier League goals. That can't be the top scorer. And Didier Drogba had 29 in one season.
Plausible. You guys can just check it up real quick.
Yeah, you guys.
And then give us feedback in the comments.
We'll put all the answers in the description after we've done all the research. So we go.
Speaking of descriptions, the Lineup podcast is now on YouTube.
Yeah, claro. By the way, we were only a sound podcast before. Now we are now on YouTube, so you can see the faces. You can, I think we'll put everybody's social media at the bottom, hopefully. And you guys could follow us. Obviously, so that we can engage on personal levels, because who's always on the YouTube comments, but do leave comments. Next, whatever we go, let's make it. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
You know the season?
This one there was from 2010 to 2013.
I believe so, yeah, it was.
Fire. The song is called
Fire by Kasabian. This was the period when John Dykes was the chief Premier League presenter, and what a great guy, man. So 2010 to 2013, which I guess would overlap a little bit with that other season. So who would be the top scorer within that period? I have an idea. Actually, I know who it is for a fact.
Suarez.
No.
Wow.
Not Luis Suarez, funny enough. Not Luis Suarez. It's your guy. Both of you guys is guy.
Van Persie.
Robin Van Persie.
Yes.
Because Robin Van Persie scored in 2011, I believe. He had injuries, and he started the January season. He scored 18 goals between January to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Then 11-12, he went ham. He scored 30.
As the captain, he injured himself for a goal when he jumped over these guys are the security guards.
Yeah, in 2010 now, exactly. So he came back 2011 in January, scored 18 to the end of the season. Excuse me. And then 30 the following season, and then 26 the following season. So it had to be Robin Van Persie. But Suarez
won the league for United.
Yeah, exactly, precisely.
He was absolutely on top of his game at the moment.
I was actually
at that
watching.
time.
Yeah, come a bit closer, Emmanuel. Emalito. I was actually watching some clips for Robin Van Persie, and that guy at one point was just untouchable. Anyway, final part of the quiz, we get this one.
Make it interesting.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm just starting to think that.
I probably did my research. That's why I wanted to. Okay, that's from 2016 to the current season.
Who has been the Premier League scorer from 2016 up to now?
2016 to
current season.
To current season. To 2020.
Yeah, I'd go with Kane.
Oh, yeah, to 2020.
There's a new theme.
There's a new theme for 2021.
Yeah, but
But okay, up to 2020, yeah.
I'd go with Harry Kane.
Me too.
Yeah, me too, weirdly enough. But Sergio Aguero,
Salah.
No.
Salah
was there, yes, but last 3 only. If Kane has 2 seasons on Salah, the story is over.
And Aguero, besides injuries, probably would come up second or third.
Yeah, he's about second. I believe he'll be second.
Aguero is in the mix, surely.
And now the final one, but this one is fairly obvious, but not too obvious, because there could be some spanner thrown in the works.
Wow. I know that because it's the first anthem that the Premier League had since 1992 to 2001, and then they had a refix. They just added some
something so small. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So Eric Cantona
was a very good scorer, but I don't think that would be the answer. What about you, Emmanuel?
Rude. I actually wanted
Ruud van Nistelrooy didn't join the Premier League until when? Like 9? This is 92 to 2001.
I want to go with this guy, this Newcastle guy.
Yeah,
Shearer.
Shearer. Exactly.
Yeah. I confused the two. That's what I was supposed to say. Alan Shearer.
Eric Cantona and Alan Shearer.
Sorry, I was mistaking it from from 201.
On to 2004.
Yeah, but
Must
even
have
then
been
for
designed.
2001, who would you say it would be? Ruud van Nistelrooy is a very good shout, but unfortunately, it's
Has
not
to be
him.
an Arsenal guy.
It is
It
the
has
one and only
Henry.
yes. Yeah, because there were
Thierry
5
Henry.
seasons where Van Nistelrooy fought his entire life to beat Thierry Henry to the what is it called?
Golden Boot.
Golden Boot, but he only won once. Anyway, guys, the quiz was fun, but it's been 10 minutes already, bro. We need to carry on with the show. So, guys, obviously, when you're having fun. Anyway, so let's get into the topics that we're going to get into today. Obviously, with the season ahead of us, we're going to look at the transfer window, and I've just looked at Beggy's notes here, and the guy has given us a detailed account. You'd think he got paid to do this. Report.
I'm actually hoping to get paid soon, so
Inshallah. He has an FCR, fully compiled report. Beggy, just take it away.
Funny thing, there have been 148 departures in the Premier League and 160 arrivals.
That's actually crazy. Like, who the hell are these guys?
Us guys just know Kina Ben White, Tavares.
But Ben White even moved from Premier League to Premier League.
True, so...
Yeah, you would say
That
something
counts.
like Jadon Sancho to Man United.
No, but I think we're counting it as transfers. That's what I'm meaning. Like 148 transfers out of teams and 160 in. And the departures have cost 229 million pounds, and the arrivals have cost 489 million pounds. So guys actually spending. It might look like they're not, but they're actually spending. So since I'm an Arsenal guy, and obviously we usually top of the table before
one game started.
I get to go fast on my transfers. And the best one I like of all is Ben White. Guys are saying 50 million is a lot of money.
We were just discussing that even.
It's probably rising to 63 million.
If
The add-ons. Those add-ons are usually so funny. Actually, add-ons, if he makes 10 Champions League appearances.
with the current Arsenal squad, you think that's possible?
We're going to get into that because we're all going to write something down.
Yeah. So Ben White for me is a good signing. One, I'm tired of listening to this thing that guys say, let him adapt to the Premier League. We bought Magalhaes. That guy has not adapted. We bought Pepe, who's still trying to adapt. Guys who come in and don't perform in the first season have a hard time. Varane, for example. So having an English defender who's played a season or so in the Prem and
Ben White has been in the Premier League, I believe, since Brighton came to the Premier League.
No, Championship. Yeah, okay, let's call it.
But Brighton came to the Premier League 2017. Ben White has 4 years of Premier League experience. Ben White is a Premier League defender.
So he's a Premier League defender.
Yeah. And Brighton have survived each season.
And he's been proper.
Yeah. Actually, he blossomed when this guy left. It used to be Duncan Duffy.
Duffy.
I think Duffy left.
He actually made Duffy leave.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how good he is.
That's why
Okay, but I'm comparing Duffy as a really good defender. But so Ben White is my best signing for Arsenal this far.
What about the replacement for the Chiarantini cover?
Tavares is a baller. You should have seen the game against Chelsea. In as much as we lost, Tavares had skills. He's good on the ball. He can pick a pass. He can whip across. And he has a right foot. So us guys don't really have a right back currently. So I'd believe but Arteta is not really that that much of a tactician. So he won't panga the squad really well. But I'd like to see Tavares play right, Chiarantini play left.
Tavares is a right back. Is a left back who plays.
He's a left back. Was a right foot. Yeah. But you see him play Chambers. You see him play Cedric. You see him play Bellerin. Bellerin should go to Italy, get suits, and start shooting movies and something. Go.
Okay. Those are the signings that you've already made. Is there any additions you'd like to see before the end of the window? There's talk of Maddison. There's talk of what's this other guy called? The guy who Pereira from West Brom. Yeah. Odegaard as well, who was on loan already.
I'd like a right back, and then we need to bin one of our strikers and get someone else. Just that. Okay, also get Leno out of the team. I'll obviously be saying that every day, so... Moving on.
Beggy, what striking options do you think Arsenal should be looking out for?
Someone who can just... You see, Tapamayang used to tap these things in.
That's what it's called now.
Until he stopped tapping them in. So now we need someone just lethal. Someone who'll get 3 chances and score 2. Oh no, okay, that's being
That's a
clinical.
lot.
That's
That's a
clinical.
lot.
You'll get 6 chances and score 2. And Arsenal currently don't even have 6 chances created in a game. So it's going to be a tough season. Best thing about it is we're playing 1 game a week.
Yeah, that's really.
And I'll milk that start. If Arteta does not perform with 1 game a week, guy needs to go by game 5.
Okay, fair enough. I'd just like us to also now Emalito's transfers are actually pretty big transfer news. Obviously signing Jadon Sancho eventually for close to 90 million, I believe. 70 something
about 73.
Rising up to 90, and Rafael Varane. Hey, man has his notes even here. Yeah, so Emmanuel, please take it away before we get into the Premier League transfer news, the big talking points of the Premier League, particularly.
Sancho, of course, is the big signing for United this season from Dortmund. Quite significant fee, that 73 million.
Yeah, of course.
He brings in. I think what he brings to the team is worth that money. He's been involved. He's been involved in goals and assists. I think about 78 times for Dortmund.
Yeah, he gets double figures every season on
both.
both.
Yeah, and that is really huge. His chance creation is immense. You look at that and you look at how United finished last season. If they get to add those numbers that Sancho brings to the new campaign, you expect United to do much better than they did last season. And then obviously Varane coming in, another big signing, because there was a lot of talk. The whole of last season you saw United's defensive deficiencies. And getting Varane it's an ideal signing, and I expect United to be a little solid. There's a talk as well for a defensive midfielder, though I'm not quite sure that will happen, given that United have already spent quite a significant amount of
Just
money.
about 100 million, 105, 106 on 2 players.
It's debatable whether they will get that deep 6 that they're looking for. And obviously, you look at the back of the Copa America, Fred was on top of his game. Midfielders like Pogba performed really well in the Euros. So United will probably back themselves with that.
Players like Sancho and Rashford missed penalties.
Not even that, Sancho barely played, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah, that's another
Plus,
story.
I believe Southgate set those guys up. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's a one-off. You can't write Sancho off, for example,
because of a penalty
miss.
You can't do that.
And so is the case for Rashford. But United, right now, I think they look up and ready for the season, given those 2 signings.
Yeah. Just a question. Right now, United have 5 attacking players to fill 3 spots. Like, who plays less? Is it Mason Greenwood gets less minutes than he's already getting? Does Cavani take a back seat? How does this go? Because if you pay 70 million for somebody, he better start every week.
Well, the good news is that Sancho is a very dynamic player in terms of where he can play. Yeah. He can actually rotate around the front three. And there were lots of talk before he came as to whether he will affect Greenwood's development.
Yeah.
And but you think about it and you're like, but there is a chance Greenwood can play because Sancho can ply the left hand side as well, and allow Greenwood play on the right. So that means that he may not really affect the boys' game time. Sancho has played even in much deeper roles for Dortmund. In the wing areas, wing back areas. So he's a player who can operate in a number of positions. Yeah. If you look at that, and so people like Cavani might keep their place because he's a very clinical striker. People like Martial probably get that second nod to Cavani because, it's debatable because you're thinking Martial is United's, right out number 9.
Yeah.
But on paper, Cavani delivers the numbers more than Martial.
Yeah,
so
you expect important moments as well.
Exactly.
Cavani is very good at moments.
Big moments for the
classic goals, top goals.
So you look at that and you're thinking that United will have to rely on him for goals. So Sancho will probably find himself, depending on the fitness of Marcus Rashford, you will find himself either on the left or the right. And if Rashford is not around like he is at the moment, he's not around.
Yeah, he's gone for surgery. Yeah.
Then you expect Greenwood and Sancho to be, leading that line with Cavani.
All right. And I've seen also some news about Man United trying to get Kieran Trippier in from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, some big talk there about Trippier. He's a very good right back.
Yeah, but he's a bit old, isn't he? Isn't he like over 30 right now? He was 28 when he was moving to Atletico.
That's experience, in my opinion. I see experience there.
But do you think that...
the history of the Tottenham.
Do you think those guys need a right back or they need a CDM?
I think a CDM. I don't know. Wan-Bissaka is pretty good.
Yeah, they need... Actually, if Wan-Bissaka got...
injured,
a long injury right now,
Man United would be...
there would be a problem there because no one is as solid as he is in that spot.
Who are United's backup right backs, by the way?
Dalot is back from AC Milan.
Okay. Diego Dalot.
Yeah, and there are a couple of other, you would call them makeshift right backs like Tuanzebe and the lots. They can try to play that position.
I've forgotten about a guy like Axel Tuanzebe.
I have a question, because we need to move from United Kidogo.
Yeah.
There's this talk that Chelsea want to buy that Sevilla defender.
Is it the defender, Jules Kounde?
Yeah, the
Is
Kounde
Jules
guy.
Kounde not a striker? I'm about to embarrass myself on our own podcast here.
No, guy's a
Jules
defender.
Kounde, but he's like 5'10". He's not that tall, is he?
Not really.
He's not a massive defender.
He isn't, but very brilliant on the ball.
Okay.
So just checking the transfers. Those guys
and also, they would require a replacement for Thiago Silva soon.
That's fine, but those guys got Malang Sarr back. Remember, they bought Malang Sarr last season.
But Malang Sarr is that?
He's a defender.
Right.
Yeah, but he isn't. You would say he's not as proven as Kounde at least.
Okay, the point is
proven Champions League team.
The point is these guys don't need. Okay, they had a really tight defense as it was, and they've not lost any of their defenders. In fact, Malang Sarr is back to try and prove himself. So why go ahead and buy someone else on the back of buying Sarr?
I think they're trying to plan for life after Thiago Silva. And also maybe Thomas Tuchel wasn't that keen on Thiago Silva. I mean, wasn't he the PSG manager when they lost the Champions League final and he didn't renew his contract?
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Okay.
So like maybe he didn't even want him there, and then now he comes to his next club and there's the guy you didn't want last week,
Bin him
again,
But I'm not surprised that Chelsea are looking for options even when they already have decent players around.
They want to trade Kurt Zuma in their deal to try get one of their striker who they're trying to get, either Haaland or Big Rom.
No, look at and Ziyech is a player also who could be traded in such a deal. But look at Varane. They brought him in for quite some money, and already it looks like they don't see a future.
They already want to.
But does maybe Thomas Tuchel see Varane as a winger, not a striker?
Most guys actually saw Varane as a winger. Most guys saw him playing off.
I think he
the
is,
left wing,
isn't he? He's not a striker.
Well, if you ask him, he might say anything.
He plays.
I know what he'll say. He'll be like, the Premier League defenders are big. They smash me. I can't see the tight areas.
Yeah, but Chelsea also had a bid rejected, I believe, just yesterday for Romelu Lukaku, £85 million. Is £85 million too much money for Lukaku? You guys, by the way, let us know that comment. Let us know in the comments below. Or what is Lukaku worth? Is it 100 million? Is it 50 million? Lukaku is a guy who splits opinion a lot.
Page 2.
No, we have to talk about Harry Kane.
Yeah.
We have to talk about Harry Kane, and how he has failed to turn up to training 2 days in a row, which a guy like Harry Kane is not the sort of guy to do these moves.
Because I feel he's mature. He knows what he wants. Yeah. He's not trying to
force a move or anything. I feel like Tottenham must have wamemfanyia haramu or something.
Because Fabrizio said it was a gentleman's agreement where I'll play for you guys. If you guys don't win a trophy by this period, I need to leave, and you need to allow me to leave. But Levi,
Daniel Levy, I want to say something bad, but I won't.
It's the history of the Tottenham.
The history of the
Such a
Tottenham,
difficult
exactly. The most difficult club president or chairman to deal with.
So do you think he'll let Kane go?
If Daniel Levy has already decided no, he's not changing his mind. That's what I think. That's.
I think if City come up with because City look like the genuine contenders to sign him. If they come up with
Nobody else
something
has
crazy.
that money. And Jack Grealish has also refused to go to City because he wants to become a Villa legend.
Villa legend,
That is actually so amazing. It's good to see this thing still exist in football, which means now City might.
Totti kind of things.
Yeah, hey, bro. But Francesco Totti, I think, has like one Serie A cup only.
But he's a legend.
He's a legend. Yeah. So I was saying, if they don't get Jack Grealish, maybe they could up the money now. And Daniel Levy, his mind can be changed with money. Yeah. But I think they wouldn't want to make like a massive. They wouldn't want to get 200 million with 1 week left on the transfer
market
because they know everybody will con them.
But is Kane worth over 100 million given his age?
Kane is how old? Is 28 years old. Yeah. If you want to win 3 Premier League titles and get 3 top scorers,
buy Kane.
Buy Harry Kane.
Buy Kane and let him get
and
services
give him teammates like Kevin De Bruyne, teammates like Ederson and Mahrez, you know, that's a different guy. He might even get more than 32 Premier League goals.
100 million.
Is winning 2 Premier League titles and a Champions League.
There's this thing about guys. I was telling you guys yesterday on the group. We also have our WhatsApp groups, which I was talking to you guys about.
Yeah.
Guys,
so we'll put the link for the public one for guys to join.
Yes.
We would love you guys to join. Of course, we already have some people there. The banter is usually
and there's
amazing.
violence. There's violence in that group. So
violence.
Come prepared for violence, banter, and good football. But the thing is, guys like Abramovich, guys who own City, guys who own PSG, don't mind coughing the dough if they know that at the end we'll win. Because it's not a money game for them. It's pride.
Yeah, it's a pride thing, exactly.
No point in having all this money and I can't buy whoever I want. It's like guys who own Porsche. Is it Porsche or Porsche? I don't know.
You just say Porsche, everyone will know what you're saying.
Because a guy wouldn't buy a Porsche because it's the best car around. I don't think it's the best car around. Yeah, it's just that I have this thing and you guys don't have it.
Yes, it's like the difference between Porsche Cayenne and VW Touareg. It's just the same as Gilbis and Cognac.
Wow. Yeah, so
performance is equal. One is just for the eyes.
So these guys,
the same thing, isn't it?
So these guys want to see Abramovich wants to see Chelsea lift this thing. Whatever amount of money he'll require to give out to the club for this to happen won't really be playing at the back of his mind if he wins. But if he doesn't,
if I kept that money, I would have done anything better with it. No, it would have just sat there.
Done everything.
Yeah, exactly. I see what you mean. But Kane, I think Harry Kane as a football player is definitely worth. Like, if Harry Kane joins any top 6 team right now, they win the league, except maybe Arsenal.
And he can't join Arsenal.
Yeah, and he would never join. I mean, he did support it as a child, so you know. But like, if Harry Kane joins Liverpool win the Premier League and Champions League. If Harry Kane joins City, they win the same thing. If Harry Kane joins United, they win the Premier League. Not the Champions League, the Premier League.
I need to show you a guy for Ole, the thing that does this. 2018, Harry Kane. No, Ole. 2019, Ole. He's winning nothing. He's carrying nothing. There's no way he's winning trophies. Best they can do is a semi-final. Let's believe. Even with Sancho around.
No, but didn't they get to the final? They got to a Europa League final.
It's a little harsh, but
anyway,
I mean, he got second without them. So, what do you think can happen?
Yeah. But anyway, so now pre-season performances have been going on, as we talked about a few days ago when you're talking about Tavares' performance against Chelsea.
He actually scored. Yes, he scored not in the Chelsea game, but his first game for Arsenal, Tavares scored.
Did you go?
Yeah, he did. So
but you know those things they really get. They increase your confidence to a different level. They make you integrate better with the team. Like, for example, I would say like the only reason Diogo Jota did so well for Liverpool,
I was just about to say Jota
because he just came in and he scored. End of story.
And that's why Giroud will do well for Milan.
He's already scored.
Guy nicked in his first touch for Milan.
It was a goal. Wow.
So be best
Milan's striker's average age is 40. Combined age 84.
take them. He'll take them a distance, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true. He's a proper striker. So for his experience, not even I wouldn't say age, but for his experience and the kind of football he plays and the kind of football in Italy.
Yeah, that's true. But Olivier Giroud came to the Premier League and he's left a very successful guy. He's left very happy, man.
Yeah.
But he's received so much stick. Remember how much at one point Giroud was the butt of so many jokes, man.
But imagine it, like I loved the guy because I
You
loved
did.
Giroud.
I remember there was an Arsenal game against Newcastle.
Let's just finish this. This one game. You don't get carried away.
Forgetting which season it was.
Was it the 7-3? 7-4?
No. It was a narrow win for Arsenal, but he scored the only goal. And it's a goal that came on very late. At the back of that, he had a very terrible time. Goalless. He was on a goalless streak.
It actually goes to show that he has bone. He's a guy who's he's gone through much.
He can survive.
He can survive.
And he can come out on top because like he survives. You survive and you're still there, but you survive and then you come out and you're a lot
You
stronger.
win the Champions League, you win the Europa, you win. Guys won.
And the Champions League is mad. The World Cup.
Guys won things.
Anyway, so we go on. So yeah, preseason performances. Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk came back and we lost, and he got bodied badly by this guy who played for Man City, Jovetic.
That's the first of many. He's going to get bodied.
I think if it's your first game in well over a year, bro, you'll be bodied. Be bodied by Hertha Berlin.
True.
Be bodied there. Like sack in preseason. Get lit, and he didn't even that. It's your first competitive, not even competitive. It's your first football. In I think just over a year, around a year, something like that. Now the topic I wanted to talk about preseason is because Arsenal have lost in preseason. We've lost in preseason. You guys lost to Queen's Park Rangers, yeah? Yeah, exactly. So like, do performance like what really matters in preseason? Is it the result? Obviously, it's not the result because that's not what the manager is looking for. But what do you think? Like, does preseason mean anything?
I've seen most guys commenting in different football groups that they don't really rate preseasons as a good basis for you to know how the season will go. Because at some point, Arsenal used to do quite well in a few preseason games. And you had hope for them. And that also made them not make signings.
Yeah. You used to put
Wenger's used to back home.
And
Gnabry, Sanogo.
Yeah, they're scoring hat-tricks. You just say, okay, we're good.
We're good. And then the season comes in and it's
so what exactly is preseason for? Like for me personally, I'd say our preseason right now is for us to get Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez physically fit, and also to make them understand how to play with Ibrahima Konate. Trent didn't go to the Euros because of an injury. Yeah. That's one thing personally I'm very excited about. How these guys are starting the entire season together. But I think preseason is just a way to get, if your team is not a continuous team from last season. So for like example, City last year and this year, they're only looking for one new guy.
Yeah. Continuity is
there. The continuity. Yeah, exactly. So like when you have different signings and guys haven't played for a long time, pre-season is a good.
I even think that's why you guys won Champions League then Premier League, because it didn't really change much.
We didn't change.
You had a side that went on for around 2-3 seasons.
Yeah. And now you are predicting we were going to be finished, but we are still decent. The glorified pre-season friendly is coming up this weekend. Man City versus Leicester, I believe. Is it this weekend or next? It's this weekend, right?
Yes. It's Kelechi for the glorified shield. He's winning it for them. Chelsea, Tuchel, those guys won't win that game. That game is going to...
Wait. See, I thought the Community Shield is winner of the Premier League and winner of...
City and
Leicester.
City,
Leicester.
Leicester.
Yeah, it's City, Leicester.
Still, exactly. Kelechi for the...
Yeah,
I just don't like Tuchel. I thought he was... he was around it. Yeah, City, Leicester.
But speaking of Leicester, that's a very important team we need to speak about. Are they going to do what they've done 2 seasons in a row, which means you stay in top 4 for the most days in the league, but on the last day you just binned? Well, that's like, what can we say about Brendan Rodgers and his side? Of course, the first time we can call them butlers, but the second time they won the FA Cup, which is pretty impressive, for a Brendan Rodgers manager.
They might just win the Community Shield.
Yeah, but to me personally, the Community Shield is not a trophy in my opinion. But what do you think they can do? What do you think they can do?
Well, I think what is lacking for Brendan Rodgers is a bit of trophy experience.
Winning the FA Cup is pretty important, though. I mean, you have to commend
that was the concern.
But didn't he bottle Premier League with Liverpool?
Yeah, but like,
No,
let's be honest,
he
I don't
bottled
think Rogers bottled it. I think Gerrard bottled it.
Okay. Emalito was saying.
Yeah. Plus, maybe anyway, let's hear what Emmanuel.
Yeah,
Emmanuel
I think Leicester have they have certainly the momentum to get to those competitive spots, in the league.
In the top,
First for some time, and then you see them dropping to second, and then they linger around third.
Fourth,
They have the momentum to stay around those areas, but the problem is they don't have the quality to get over the line. The kind of quality City has,
of course,
to keep the consistency going for periods of months and months and months.
Is it consistency, or is it the first instance that they get into a huddle, they panic, and everything just goes down the drain? Because you see, Leicester do so well until they get into a rough patch. City can overcome the rough patch and go ahead and do great things. We didn't think City were winning the league last season. At the way they started.
At one point it was so hard to see. Yeah. Exactly. But then they winded the storm.
Leicester probably stumble and their confidence is hit hard. Then they only have Vardy running around.
But even I feel like last season, they were in anyway. I think they lost important games towards the end of the season. Yeah.
And they started
especially against like almost 6-pointers, because like they beat Chelsea in the final, but then they lost to Chelsea in the league.
Yeah.
And then they lost to the history of the Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Yeah, interesting. Which allowed Liverpool to go third, which is insane considering when we started.
They started the season, by the way, performing very poorly.
Yeah, and
at
then
home.
They were good on the road.
Yeah, they were good on the road, but at home it was really looking bad. But they changed that a little bit, and I think that's what gave them some momentum to keep in those positions for some time. Yeah.
Speaking of quality in Leicester, I think Leicester have a fairly good side, man. Like Harvey Barnes is young and very good.
Very good side.
For Wesley Fofana. What's the name of the right back who's on fire? Pereira,
yeah.
This guy, Yuri Tillemans.
Soyuncu.
Yeah, those I don't know
Johnny
why.
Evans.
Like those are okay. Johnny Evans has shocked me how good he is.
His experience is immense.
Shocked me how good he's become. But those are high quality. Those are very good players. Is it maybe they just don't have the experience at that level yet? Because like a guy like Yuri Tillemans is a good player, but he only won one La Ligue. Did he even win that Ligue 1 with Monaco? I believe he did. Yeah, I believe that for Mbappe and all that. And guys like Soyuncu, where did he come from? He came from Turkey. Maybe they're good players, but is it maybe they just don't have the experience yet? Because the quality is there. I think I would love to have Yuri Tillemans at Liverpool. Soyuncu is not bad at all.
Harvey Barnes, bro.
These are good players. Kelechi Iheanacho.
Yeah, they have. I think I knocked on that point earlier on that Leicester City have that problem. They have good players, but they don't have the winning mentality yet. Yeah. There are just a few individuals like Vardy who have tested silverware, but the rest of the individuals are
such a good keeper.
The rest of the individuals are very young and they need a lot of nurturing.
Excuse me. The history of the Tottenham are playing against God knows who and God knows where.
I'm so happy that
the Europa Conference League. It's called the European Conference League or Europa Conference League.
Europa Conference League. I'm so happy that Arsenal didn't make it for that. That would be terrible.
Really?
A dead
terrible
competition, I would say.
Because now we'd be flying to even worse farmer sides.
Wait, Beggy, what is more painful? Spurs finishing above you or you not making it to the Conference League?
That's a tough question. But I know most Arsenal guys will slander my decision on this, but it was coming for Arsenal. Arsenal needed to just play one game a week for a while, for them to get their things together. So taking them to another European Conference League.
I'm not going to lie, even me this season when Liverpool, when we were dying up in eighth, I was just thinking, please let us finish either 8th or 4th. Nothing in between.
Nothing in between.
The Europa League is a nightmare. it is a hard competition. Even you noticed how teams' performances always drop in the league once like if you're in the Champions League, it's a more manageable whatever. And you're just going to Paris, Italy, to Spain. Not going to Armenia or Azerbaijan.
Because even the final of the Europa Conference League is in Albania. At the stadium in
Tirana, FK Tirana, where Francis Kahata played for 3 weeks.
But they were talking about, the tiredness that comes from playing the Europa League. What is in stock for the teams the English team, which is Spurs, play the Conference League.
Yeah, they're gonna suffer.
Is it 15 to 17 games?
Yeah.
If they finish second in the group, or if they reach a final, they are bound to play about 15 to 17 games. That's a lot of football, and
that's why Kane is having none of it.
Yeah, and that's before the Premier League and the FA and so on.
He's looking at his passport. He's seeing Albania, Armenia. He'll be flagged as a terrorist.
It's crazy.
But everybody knows Harry Kane. So it is just on 40 right now. So we're entering the final discussions, which is Fantasy Premier League. I don't know what it is about me, but I start on fire.
You're
the past 5 weeks, top 3. You can't touch me. And I'm confident. I'm texting on the group. You guys got nothing on me. But
as the season goes on,
wait for the first international break.
You become another Rodgers.
He bottles it.
I just bottle it, like the history of the Tottenham.
But I'm thinking for this year's fantasy, if someone can be able to get in 2 premium defenders, as I was saying, and 3 premium midfielders and a premium striker.
So if a premium striker is like a 12.5 striker or just a striker who scores 20 goals. Because, you can get like
FPL terms premium is counted with your worth in the game.
Okay.
So 12.5 striker, 2 or 3.
Are you hearing this math, by the way? I don't think you guys understand.
That's a lot of money, by the way.
3 premium defenders. 2 premium defenders, that's 14. We say 7-7, yeah?
That's 14.
And then you get 3 premium midfielders.
That's 36. That's 6 plus 14. That's 50. Yeah.
Your money is over.
No, check, that's 50. And then get 1.
We say even 11.
And then buy Martinez and get 3 guys for 3.6.
Beggy, the guys of...
There's nobody for 3.6.
I know. I'm just
the
saying.
guys have seen, getting the big points in FPL. They have budget squads. Someone has a Ben White who probably gets a header over the weekend, and then you have some work midfielders from maybe Watford who bang the goal. Will Hughes,
James MacArthur.
Yes, you have a Will Hughes who scores and assists that day, and then you end up with 100+ points that.
I believe that's a better way of playing fantasy, but that's just my thing. You just try. Like, look, let's say you say Watford this season they have.
Now you guys are just making fantasy and actual fantasy. What
teams are
those?
Guys thrive on budget squads.
If you go check what the scout says, I also think the scout is the
scout is good. And these days they even have the FPL show on Premier League. That super sport
but the scout encourages you to go hard on proven players. They don't want you to be there buying skinny house who
Suchek. That guy scores every week.
Man, he thinks like a header in.
Those are over the line. It's just off your shin.
Yeah, and then they count it as a goal. So I still stick with my. I'll do it my way.
Yeah,
my way is back 3, just like us, and then we have 5 midfielders.
Yeah, obviously.
And 2 strikers.
Fernandes is in there. He's in that midfield. Who? Fernandes.
Obviously, everyone has.
You need Fernandes, Salah, and De Bruyne. Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine this guy's trying to have those guys in his team. They're not making sense.
Some guys in Kazakhstan by match week 4, their squads are like 110 million. You wonder how did they buy these guys? I don't know what they do. Price rises. I don't know how those guys do it, but there's some guys who are actually really good in making their squads valuable as fast as possible. Now to bring in guys will actually build them for the remaining part of the season.
Yeah, so I think we'll also leave. There's a lot of links we're going to leave here. We're going to leave the link to join our fantasy competition. And what are we doing? A giveaway?
Yeah. Actually, we need to give the last winner for last season, Dennis Mashara. He's a Man United fan.
The one and only Dennis Mashara. Congratulations to you, Dennis Mashara. You won fantasy for the Lineup podcast. We owe you a football shirt, I believe. Yeah. So
for United shirt. So we'll get it. We'll get it before the season starts or the first.
Yeah, just about the first week. Dennis Washara, thank you, man. But hey, it's fantasy. I remember we all started at the same time back in the day.
Yeah. I think we should be wrapping it up.
Yeah, we want to do our... So listen, guys, where's that? Let me show you. I have it. We're going to write down some names on a list, yeah? I think we should just use the sticky notes that Emmanuel has here. Emalito, apologies. Do you have a pen?
I do.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. Good. So we're each going to write our predictions for the top 4 and top 6. So, like, you can write them in order or you can just write the 6 teams that will be there. The relegation candidates and the top scorer predictions. Where we can put like top 3 guys. You don't have to put the amount of goals. That's just insane. And we're going to close this up. We're going to wrap it up. Nobody's going to see what the other person has written. And at the end of the season, when everything is done, we're going to open up this envelope. We need an envelope, but we'll find one. Budget cuts. We're going to get an envelope. We're going to put it in. And at the end of the season, we're going to come open it to see who was closest, who was furthest, who was bang on. Probably none of us. And you guys can do the same thing in the comment below. In fact, that's the one we want to discuss.
You can DM us on either of our socials.
No, and then we'll just leave it in the comments. We'll leave it in the comments for this thing, and then we can talk about it next week. We can just chat. Even you wrote this guy. No, I don't know who you wrote.
Exactly.
So you guys leave us your top 6 predictions. So that's like 1 to 6, and then relegation candidates. That's 3 teams, and top 3 scorers. 3 top scorers for the season. Maybe is it Man City's Harry Kane or Tottenham's Harry Kane, or is it James Vardy? Or is it Obama back again? You never know. But African strikers like it.
But one thing we know is the lineup is back again.
Yeah, the lineup is back again. Shout out to Troops, obviously, and Expressions. Man, oozing sauce, blood.
Yeah.
Fam. But those guys, their VP is so entertaining. Do you watch Expressions? Expressions is a Spurs fan and Troops is and they're the same guy.
Guys from London.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're London guys, exactly. Yeah, so guys, the lineup is back. You can follow us on our socials for Emalito right here, for Moose right here, and for Beggy right here.
And for the lineup, because on Instagram we are at the lineup podcast.
Yeah. Does it have a dot?
Yeah, at the lineup.podcast on Instagram. Exactly. On Twitter, it's the lineup podcast, just like that, but the handle is the lineup with another P. The lineup, and then instead of podcast, it's just the lineup with an extra P.
Okay.
So it's Facebook, and then obviously we're on YouTube.
Yeah, we got YouTube video, man. Adding YouTube video to the thing, man.
So just link up with us. We'll be doing this for a while now. Yeah. We hope for a really good season ahead.
Yeah, and it's also on all podcast platforms. So if you're just going to work, you can just bust out your earphones. If you're
do that thing, listen in.
Yeah,
tune in.
Yeah, tune in. Do the thing, tune in.
Yeah.
You see me? Get me, cuz. Anyway, so I really don't know how to say goodbye in a podcast, man. So otherwise, thank you guys for listening so much. Remember to leave your stuff in the comments. Subscribe to all our channels. To our one channel. Follow us on our socials. And we're going to see you next week, I think. Yeah, maybe you guys can each say... I don't know.
I want to say this. Refer us to your friends, cause
Share this to your friend, your mom, your dad, your cousin,
and then we'll be back here with the battalion.
But
of
not
guys.
your mom and dad.
I don't know.
Maybe we're saying some things old people won't like, unless your mom is like 35 or something. That's cool. Your dad, let me not talk about people's moms. That's tabia mbaya.
Emalito,
guys.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure, guys. Looking forward to the big season. It will definitely be a big one. I'm sure about that. Surprises as usual from the Premier League. Watford could win the trophy. You never know.
Who knows? Which are the promoted teams? Watford, Brentford, and
Norwich.
Okay. Brentford is a first
time. And Buendia went to Villa. We didn't even talk about Villa. That's next
big signing for Villa.
Yeah. But imagine, do you think they did that because they thought they might lose Grealish?
You guys have separation.
Anyway,
you guys have separation anxiety.
Big one.
Podcast needs to end.
Yeah.